So here's a piece of news from across the pond in Europe. It seems that their retailer Argo released one of their catalogs and revealed within it something that we did not know about the Transformers Cyberverse Spark Armor line. We knew a whole bunch of the characters and certain ones like Cheetor and Optimus, who comes with the Arc, and Starscream, but one that we did not know about was the character of Ratchet. Now, Ratchet up to this point in Cyberverse has only really had one toy. It was a Scout toy, and it was one of those terrible Cyberverse Scout toys that doesn't even really transform. Kind of does that half transforming thing. So it seems that the Cyberverse Spark Armor line is going to have a Ratchet figure. And what's good about it, from what it looks like, it's because all of these Spark Armor stuff thus far has its robot mode, a clean, defined alt mode, and then some kind of vehicle that attaches to them to make their Spark Armor. So this Ratchet, if you kind of ignore the Spark Armor, if you will, doesn't look exactly like his character model, but maybe it's because of the fuzziness of this image. But I mean, so far it's halfway there. But at least we got something that's one defined alt mode of an ambulance and one defined robot mode. And then, hey, you get the Spark Armor as a bonus. So if you want your Cyberverse Ratchet, this is about as close as it's going to get at this point, as opposed to those terrible Scouts and the laziness of those Scout toys. So here we have Ratchet, like I said, turns into an ambulance, has its robot mode, and comes with a skidoo or ice ski or winter ski or whatever you call it, snowmobile, one of many names for these. And I mean, once again, what an interesting pairing for a character and these accessories. I mean, it just gets so bizarre, some of these. I've never really associated Ratchet with any kind of ice or wintry kind of accessory, but yet here we are. Bonus points for being original. I mean, the last time we got some of that was the Human Alliance, the smaller price point from Dark of the Moon. We had characters like Ice Pick that turned into stuff like that. So this is kind of cool. Maybe it's just the Canadian in me. I don't know. But again, the big thing to point out here is that we finally have a Cyberverse character that kind of has finally a full transformable toy. And again, this is, it's not the Scout price point like he originally was. This is the larger price point that's more deluxe based. So yay, looks like Ratchet's finally got something of a decent toy now, which seems to be an ongoing issue when it comes to the Cyberverse line. Not since the likes of Beast Machines has there been a main line of Transformers that the pursuit for show accuracy has been so bad. Like it's such a shame, the state that we are in right now when it comes to mainline Transformers and their show counterparts. Like, it's never been like that. I mean, Beast Machines is as far back as I could think of. I mean, even Generation 1, you could kind of go like, well, like the Fluoro Deary designs cleaned up those old toys. But I mean, when you look at Sideswipe, pretty close. When you look at Rumble and Frenzy, and ignore the name swaps, pretty close. Or Soundwave. Yeah, for every like Megatron that bucket didn't matter, or most of the general silhouette, you had guys like Shockwave. And I'm just looking at the 84, 85 toys, because I mean 86 they started to really hit it. But and then you're even the likes of the Insecticons and the Dinobots. I mean, for every for every Jetfire that didn't look like Skyfire, you had a whole set of Dinobots. So it was only really Beast Machines that had that stark contrast of how it looked on the show as opposed to how it looked in toy form. And of course, they would later on they would go to fix that with later releases, and all of a sudden, the motorcycle drone really did look like Thrust as opposed to Thrust's actual toy. And same thing with like, let's say, Ultra Jetstorm. Like, even they would kind of fix that later in the line, because I mean there clearly was probably early designs that they were basing everything off of, and they had to rush out the toys. But in the case of Cyberverse, this is really a conscious effort of, we got to keep things simple because of how we aim the price point now to what audience we're aiming it at. And we end up with a lot of toys that really are lackluster compared to how they're, I mean, Blur, Hot Rod, Bumblebee. I think the only one that really kind of matches is like, I guess Windblade maybe, Optimus 2 to a minor extent, but a lot of the others just are not good. Just not good toys for what you would want to represent of those characters in this continuity. And Ratchet at least has something now, because before, that scout that he had was one of those half transforming scouts where it's like, here's the robot mode, not bad, and then here's the half robot mode / vehicle mode. Yeah. So yeah, check this out. Looks kind of cool. Maybe there's more of these coming down. I don't know. Cyberverse Season 2 is planned to air, hopefully, it says here, fourth quarter of 2019. I mean, Season 1 started in early September, so it's going to be starting late as opposed to last season. And I felt like, it was September, and before it was December, it was over. Like, it just flew by. And considering how short the episodes were, it felt like we had felt like we had a 6-episode season. And now I'm worried that this might be the case too. All this long wait. It's been about 6 months now, maybe more than that. The 6-month wait for the next season. And I feel like just nothing has transpired. Imagine like an entire year of Transformers and you only got 6 episodes of a TV series. Then a 6-month wait. And then another 6 episodes. And I say 6 episodes because it's 10 minutes each. And I mean, if you really cut it down, it's 13-episode season. It really comes down to really about, I'm being nice here, about 6 episodes of content, really, from what we're used to. But yeah, hey, let's keep a positive heart about this and go, hey, at least we got a transforming Ratchet.